Hi everyone, I'm Ken, the inventor of the CTKS method that shows where smart money is buying and selling. Each day I seek to give you an edge in the market using professional smart money rules and thinking based on my more than 30 years experience in financial markets, to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth and positive excellence in the process. If you want to get the institutional edge, please subscribe. You'll find we have one of the best communities on YouTube. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently down 0.04% to 23,157. Ethereum is down 0.88% to 1594. The main markets in the last session ended in the red, and this was the calling sign for many to go deeply negative on the stock markets and crypto. I covered off some points in episode 818. At times like this, it's really important to remember Rule 101. News reflects current sentiment. Red markets, red sentiment. Green markets, green sentiment. You must have a methodology for cutting through the noise, and there's so much noise inside financial markets. Having your foundations in play is incredibly important. Then looking beyond the charts, checking world events, checking the stock markets, come back into the crypto market and enhance your pattern recognition. The crypto market is far, far better than the stock market because of its volatility. But because of its volatility, you must master emotional control. That is what positive excellence is all about. If you don't master emotional control, your fear will master you, and fear always results in losses. And then there are many, many different ways to profitably buy and sell. Recently, we've been going through LV21, BORSOG secrets. What I'm actually doing each and every day right now is showing you the opportunities inside the market. They're always there, but you have to have a system to recognize them, and then you have to have the courage to act on it. BORSOG is Rule 621, buy on red, sell on green. This is a very difficult thing for people that are new to financial markets to do. They want to buy on green, and then they typically sell on red. It's exactly the opposite rule to become profitable. Yesterday I saw Perpetual Protocol, or PERP, looking pretty interesting, so I layered in, and I purchased PERP at 113.062, just right here. And then I immediately placed a sell order, and in the span of about 1 hour, just a little over 1 hour, it actually filled. Now let's see what that actually looked like. I always provide my trading history because it's very, very important, and that's what I do inside the masterclass. You can see the buy orders placed here at 113.062. That's this particular level, and that was at 10:55. The sell happened at 12:20 for 1246.54. Just up here, 1246.54. Just there. Now, why did I place the order there? Why not up higher? Because I wanted it to fill. I was doing a specific form of trading that we talk about inside the masterclass. What you will actually notice here is that there are two actual transactions for the buy. Why is this? Because I placed a limit order. Some of the limit order got filled, and then more got filled just a little bit later. You can see the different timestamps. In this particular sell case, there was a multi-layer fill, and this occurs a lot of times when either you're buying or you're selling. That's why you're going to get multiple lines in here. So what did it actually end up to, and how much did I put in, and how much did I get out? I put in a total of a $200 order and got about 220 out, but I always put the exact figures in because it's really important to do. So you can see it's a 9.98%, just about a 10% return, and that happened in little over an hour. This is what you can do when you learn how to BORSOG effectively. Buying on red, selling on green is a professional technique. It requires a lot of knowledge. In fact, it requires all of the masterclass knowledge to do effectively. But there's no question it will make you money. It's an absolute game changer. And of course, what I've done here is just to put in an order that I felt the community could deal with. I generally put in orders much greater than this. But if this level is too high, you can start with as little as $10. What you actually want to do is to get a feeling for the market. Don't worry about starting big. Start small and scale. As you will find over time, it doesn't matter what the market condition is. You can always take money out of the markets, and the amount of money you take out is virtually unlimited. But you must know the rules. And Beardy has very kindly offered a CTKS Partial Masterclass Scholarship. If you're interested in doing the Masterclass, you can apply for the Partial Masterclass Scholarship in the link in the description of this video. And please also reach out and let me know if you're interested in the comments. Recently, I've been showing Bitcoin's gravity against a variety of different cryptos. What I thought I'd do is just do the greatest gainers and greatest losers in this manner. It could provide some really good signal to you. We can see that SSV is currently in the #1 position. And what do we actually witness? We can see some inversion occurring here and some consolidation in the right direction. It's very interesting how these different cryptos work. And please bear in mind, a lot of Binance coins were previously only paired with BUSD, as BUSD is being going after by the Securities Exchange Commission. What Binance is doing is cutting them over to USDT pairs as well. You're going to see a lot of BUSD type tokens now paired up with Tether. We can see that Stacks has been really interesting. It's broken across resistance, making its way up, but it does have overhead resistance that will play up and around this particular area. So just be aware of that. DYDX overcoming very short-term resistance. Theta just actually reflecting to short-term resistance. If you were actually looking at Theta all the way down here, it would probably be the last thing on your mind that Theta would rebound to this level of resistance. So just bear in mind, that is very common in all financial markets to do. We can see LDO putting in a series of higher lows. This is actually quite good. You probably want to keep LDO on your radar as well. Ripple, or Rocket Pool, RPL is doing quite well. It's overcome a very short-term level of resistance and trying to make a play up. What we could see here in RPL, it could actually touch a level of resistance, but what happens then is very important to consider. Litecoin can tend to do very well when Bitcoin is going through a phase like it's going through now. It's kind of a negative phase for Bitcoin, but also an uncertain phase. Because as we've seen in the S&P 500, it's actually has a great deal of support and has also overcome resistance. Well done to everybody who pointed that out. And we can also see that Cake is coming up to a resistance level, but it's trying to consolidate. So let's keep our eye on these particular ones. You want to pick as clean a chart as you possibly can get. You want to make the momentum work for you, not against you. There's one particular chart in the terms of the 8 greatest losers that's really caught my eye. Please let me know in the comments which one you think it might be. The greatest losers over the past 24 hours, AGIX. We can see AGIX is pretty wavy. It's got a lot of inherent volatility in here. You can actually make a lot of money from cryptos like this, just buying and selling volatility. What about OP? OP has been incredibly strong. It's undergoing a retracement at the moment, but be aware it's very strong. And you can see this inversion that happened with OP. Bitcoin was coming down. OP was saying, no, I'll have none of that. I'm going up. But what do we know about the rules inside crypto? No alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. Sorry, OP. A lot of people would be piling into OP. Overlooking that particular rule is very expensive. Synthetics, we can see synthetics just very choppy, and these chops around can be very, very profitable. Don't worry about getting 2, 3, 5%, 6%, 7%. You don't have to get 10 or 20%. You can get whatever percentage is within your target range. Just think about what the bank offers. In the period of 12 months, you'd be lucky to get 4% or below. And look at this. This is for a term deposit, a savings deposit between 12, 1 and 2 years. Ay caramba! In crypto, we could get that in a day or less. What about these rates? A 3-month rate, 2% per annum. 6-month rate, 2.55. A 12-month rate, 3.85%. If you're making more return than 3.85% per annum on crypto, you're doing better than the bank. Just revisiting PERP, we made nearly 10% return on investment, and that was done within 24 hours. It's really important to change your mindset. So think about it this way. If you could get 4 or 5% in a week, just trading the up and down, and you can see that can be done very, very easily. You're already on your way to better than bank interest. So just keep that in mind. But remember, crypto is incredibly volatile. You can see this kind of sell-off, and Engine has had a fairly significant sell-off. To me, buying on red, selling on green, Engine looks really attractive to me. Sorry, Kate. Of course I'm kidding, and Kate knows that. Let's have a look at Zilliqa. Zilliqa has been coming down quite hard. It's very common for this spiky behavior to occur, so just be aware of that. Aptos is a really good example. You can see how Aptos fell down here and then staged a fairly interesting rally back to normalize price action. You can get on the wrong side of the trade, but on the right side of the percentage, just like down here, and make money. So just beware of people that say you must always be on the right side of the trade. That's retail thinking 101. We can see that VET has been coming down hard. There was a lot of retail interest after the announcements that China was getting back into crypto, well, more particularly Hong Kong. But have a look at what actually happened. What happened? Bitcoin's gravity happened. And you can see it playing out in this blue line behind VET. No alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. That's something to bear in mind. But can they diverge from it? Absolutely. And we want inverters. Any inverter is fantastic to look for. And Anchor is looking quite interesting at the moment. Please let me know in the comments, why do I say that? As professionals, we know that we control the trade or investment, but it's the market that controls the returns. And those returns are always based on our active learning. We must actively learn each and every day. We must be prepared to be challenged. We always look at the against case first. What if we, and what we do inside our community is that we don't short, we don't use leverage. Using leverage can get you wiped out unless you absolutely understand all the foundation rules and you know what you're doing, and you've been doing it for quite a while. So what we do is actually look at the down case, the neutral case, and the up case first. We go long at spot. And if you go long at spot, you're not paying fees each and every day. And that's a good thing because fees reduce your profitability. But the thing with spot, you can hold on to your position for as long as you want. You can wait it out. With trading under derivatives, you can frequently just get stopped out or you can be called out. The key to understand, markets actually transfer money to the synchronized from the desynchronized. So you always want to get as synchronized as you possibly can. How do you do that? One thing that is good, ignore the news headlines, just look at the charts. And there are a lot of charts that you'll need to look at. You'll also need to understand objective dynamic market structure, or ODMS. ODMS is how we look at charts inside the masterclass. It's very, very important to understand where structural support and resistance are inside markets. A lot of people thought, retail thought, that when the short-term trend lines were broken, that was it. just Bitcoin would just plummet. But it's not the case, because there's a smart money buy level between 23,142 and 23,226, and you can see how price has been magnetized to that level. If we start to drop through, the next major smart money buy area is from 20,629 to 20,978. Bitcoin is currently 20,113. One thing that we can see with Bitcoin's gravity, it's under resistance. And when we look at the specific alts, we look at Bitcoin's gravitational pattern against the alts. Why do we do that? Because literally Bitcoin is acting as support and resistance depending on what the alt is doing. And alts typically maintain a very close correlation. And we're going to look at that in a minute. Let's have a look at the top 8. And what we're doing at the moment is looking at gravitational pull. This is a very, very important concept for you to master. We can see Bitcoin's gravity here. We overlay it. This is the blue line that we're seeing right now. On Ethereum, we can see ETH is actually following Bitcoin's gravity. What about Binance Coin, BNB? It's following Bitcoin's gravity, but you can see it's starting to turn around. It's starting to actually gather some strength. The same can be said with XRP. Go XRP. What about ADA? ADA is looking a little bit weaker. If we look at XRP, you can see that flat line, just that flat line through there. If we look at BNB, we can see a flat line through there. ETH is a little bit weaker, and ADA is much weaker. This is the kind of thing that you want to look at. All cryptos that are strong become weak, and the weak also become strong. So you want to pay attention to what I call the changing of the guards. It's just a quick episode today, being a Sunday, but I just want to remind everybody, the market penalizes inner volatility and rewards inner harmony. This is a very, very important thing for you to focus on. If you're volatile externally or internally, the market is going to whack you financially. It's really important to be calm. The thing that basically causes volatility is fear. Harmony is a result of courage. As a global family, we live our lives by positive excellence because this is the most profitable way to actually live. And it gives you a wonderful life full of fulfillment, meaning, happiness, and success. Not just financial success, but all the other types. Hey, why not? Why not go down this path? We could do the exact opposite and go down the path of negative excellence. And those boxes aren't green, they're really red. But the problem of that is that negative excellence creates conflict. It creates problems. It creates dramas. If you want to succeed, you must have a calm mindset, because there's so many distractions in this world, so many things that will take you off base, take you off course. Without calmness, you can't keep your eye on your goals. I tend to share trades on the red days, especially the blood red days, and try to show you that there's so much opportunity inside financial markets. But if your mindset actually causes volatility during these red days, you'll miss all these wonderful opportunities, and they're there. But of course, you also need the knowledge. We have one of the best communities on YouTube. Thank you for sharing this time together. Kate and I really appreciate you. We're so grateful. One thing to bear in mind, retail sentiment can get very, very negative. Do not let it impact you. Always look for the opportunities. We have many active learners inside our global family. Active learning is the path to profitability. Well done, everyone. Financial markets are designed to cause panic and terror in the participants. If you don't suffer from these, if you suffer instead from knowledge, courage, and analytical capability, you'll find that you can look at the markets with completely different eyes. It's been fantastic to see so many of our community interact with each other. It's just a beautiful thing to see. And a special call out to Pedram. Love your comment. Wishing everybody a fantastic weekend ahead. And well done to Jason, TSP, and many others. who recognize that the S&P 500 is indeed quite healthy. We always keep a very close eye on what's happening with price action, but the S&P 500 from a probabilistic stance is looking still quite healthy. Have a great weekend ahead, everyone, and Kate and I look forward to catching up with you tomorrow. Bye for now.